Benton County judge accepting a plea deal today from Zachary Campbell, the man accused of killing his own son. For the family who raised Carter Fowler, today was much about more than just a conviction. Thanks for joining us for tonight for your 5 News at 6 on air and streaming online. I'm Darren Bobb. 5 News reporter Bo Russell is at the Benton County Courthouse speaking with Carter's family about how his life is still making a big difference across the state.
Zachary Campbell's been incarcerated for years after shaking his 5-week-old baby Carter, but today he pled guilty to murder in the first degree after injuries from that incident killed Carter 14 years later. For the Fowlers, Zachary Campbell's guilty plea closed a chapter that began when they took in a little boy through the foster care system.
I feel a lot of relief in some ways and a lot of sadness still in a lot of ways, but I feel like it's finally over and we can just kind of heal and go on.
They raised Carter from the time he was 14 months old, giving him a home after the brain injury he suffered as an infant left him unable to walk, talk, or eat on his own.
We had him since he was 14 months old, and he never could speak a word, but he didn't have to. His face, he was smiling with his whole face.
Prosecutors say this case is rare. Campbell was already serving time for first-degree battery, but after Carter died from his injuries in 2024, they were able to file murder charges.
In Arkansas, a murder does not end, unfortunately, until the victim passes on. Those injuries ultimately killed Carter.
Campbell was sentenced to 230 months in prison, but inside the courtroom, Carter's family wanted people to remember the little boy, not just the case.
He was the most amazing little boy. He loved music, and our favorite thing to do every day is we would rock.
When Carter took his last breath, Diane says she spent 9 hours rocking him.
And I knew the minute I saw him, when I went and picked him up in Conway as a foster child, that I was like, we just had a bond immediately. We just wanted to do everything we could to make his life more comfortable, knowing that it wasn't going to be more than likely would not be a long life.
His legacy lives on through Carter's Law, which requires Arkansas hospitals to educate new parents about the dangers of shaken baby syndrome before they leave with their newborns.
Carter's Law will help a lot with that because I will keep that going as long as I possibly can. I'm so proud that I got to be his mom, and I'll never not feel that way. So he was a true joy.
The Fowlers say they'll continue sharing Carter's story in hopes of preventing other children from suffering the same fate. In Bentonville, covering news where you live, I'm Bo Russell, 5 News.
High pressure settling in just to our north. It did allow a few areas of cloud cover to sneak into parts of northwest Arkansas and the River Valley to that extent. Overall, not a bad day. Winds out of the east, northeast. It kept temperatures from getting too warm and kept the humidity at bay, at least to some extent. That's going to begin to change overnight tonight. While you're asleep, winds shift back out of the south, and that's going to usher in more Gulf moisture, setting us up for some next several days to be rather muggy. In the River Valley, we're waking up in the low to mid 70s. Northwest Arkansas, perhaps a couple of spots, maybe Huntsville, Hinesville, Witter, St. Paul, waking up in the upper 60s. Many of us in the low 70s. So noticeably warmer tomorrow morning out the front door. And all day long, you're going to feel that humidity on the increase as well. Afternoon high temperatures similar to that of today. It's the humidity that is the precursor to the big warm up. Low to mid 90s in the River Valley. I've got upper 80s, low 90s northwest Arkansas. Overall, not a terrible day. There will be some chances of rain in tomorrow's forecast. I'll walk you through that. And then the ridge of high pressure, the heat dome, it really starts to dig in this weekend. It's going to be a scorcher Saturday, Sunday. Even hotter several consecutive days next week. Back-to-back 100-degree days for a lot of us. We'll track it in your 7-day forecast.
All right, Scott, thanks. We have been telling you for months now about the debate over a new Ramey Junior High School in Fayetteville. The school district wants to build the campus along College Avenue, but some neighbors say they're concerned about things like traffic, pedestrian safety, and storm water runoff. Well, today that fight moved into a Washington County Circuit courtroom. 5 News reporter Taylor Howard joining us outside the courthouse now with what happened inside the courtroom. Taylor?
Hey, Darren. Yeah, the judge didn't make a decision today, but he did hear arguments from both sides in this case that's been playing out for months. It all started back in May when Fayetteville City Council denied an appeal challenging the development plan for the new Ramey Junior High. Shortly after that, resident Shelby Rogers took the case to circuit court, citing potential issues if construction were to move forward. Today, Rogers' attorney argued the project should be put on hold while the appeal moves forward. The city asked the judge to deny that request and dismiss the case.
Well, we would like to have the judge both grant our motion to dismiss and also to refuse to grant their motion for a stay. I think that we've argued both of those motions, and we would like to get a positive decision for us in both of them.
The judge didn't decide when he would make that decision or when he'd rule, so both sides are now waiting for his decision. In Fayetteville, covering news where you live, Taylor Howard, 5 News.
All right, Taylor, thanks. New tonight, we are hearing from Washington and Madison County Prosecutor Brandon Carter. He is preparing to leave the job to take a new role with the U.S. Attorney's Office. Carter was appointed to the position by the governor in November of 2024 to finish the current term. He spoke with us today about what he has learned in the past 2 years and what he's accomplished in that time.
I can tell you that over the 20 plus years I've been doing this, I came here at a time where I feel like, gone through the transition of small towns to a metropolitan area. And I have seen prosecutors' offices, this office here in Washington, Madison County, and the office in Benton County grow from small little offices and small little staffs to large metropolitan offices that are still growing.
And Carter officially wraps up on August 4th. Charles Duell will serve the rest of his term. Lisa Park, who was elected this year, will start her term as prosecutor for Washington and Madison counties come January 1st.